looked at the fucking comments. I don't know if for like
the only comments I was looking at were mine, and I got kicked out of the stream.
So no, now that the stream is over, go to the Turning Points USA halftime show, and I'm gonna just read. I'm gonna read the top 5 comments, and this is how they all are. Keep in mind, these are the top comments, most liked comments. The first one is the only thing more powerful than hate is love, which is the quote from the Bad Bunny billboard.
They just stole it.
I don't know if they stole it. I think that's someone coming in and being like taunting them.
Got it.
Because below that is, where was "We Are Charlie Kirk" with a bunch of emojis after that. And then the next one after that is "God bless all the Americas," and it's every single country's flag in the West Hemisphere. So it's like, I don't even know if these views were botted. It's a bunch of freaks like you and me coming into this video and just like curious. Ass. Like, it's, you know how when you go to a...
Well, were you watching the comment section live?
I was. It was, I mean, that's where I would say it was probably botted. Just like looking at the comments. Hell. Absolutely. Yeah. But no, like I was watching it and there was so many other people watching it. Like you go into like, you know how you go to, you're every once in a while, you're like, maybe I should get a dog. Maybe I should get a cat. And you go to like a shelter, an animal shelter, and you just like look around at the dogs and animals. I feel like a lot of people were treating this stream like that, just like sort of observing on the sidelines as like a...
Should I become a racist?
Not even in that way, but just sort of like...
go to the racism store.
But just like, you know, it was just sort of like, okay, what the fuck is this going to be? It was mostly just curiosity, like, what do they have to offer? What is this? And then, of course, like, obviously, most of these people in those comments, at the top comments, are not fans of TPUSA or Charlie Kirk or Trump or anything. But I think it was just curiosity just to see how bad it was. And oh my God, was it fucking bad? Holy shit. You watched it, right? You watched the whole thing?
I did. I was... in the chat, not really watching it during halftime because I was preoccupied with Modelo's and having fun and stuff.
Certified best beer.
Yeah, dude, it is. This podcast, we're doing a free ad for Modelo. By the way, welcome back to Kill the Computer. We're doing a not an emergency episode, an impromptu episode. On, I guess, the halftime show for the Super Bowl, the halftime shows, plural.
There's multiple now, yeah.
Yeah. We kind of tossed the idea around of, talking about this. I just figured, I don't know, it was pretty good. So I figured we would do this. Jude, how are you doing otherwise?
Oh, I'm doing great. I had a wonderful time watching. That was my first Super Bowl I've ever watched, primarily because I was like all the way through. I watched it for the first time ever, primarily because of dude. I know, good one. But I got to be honest, from my perspective, not the most exciting game. It was kind of boring. But the things I would like, and I'm, your team won, so I'm very happy for you. Not to take anything away
nobody
from you.
Likes defensive football except for me. I'm a fucking freak pervert. Just saying, historically bad performance, historically good performance of the Super Bowl by the Seahawks defense for the first 3 quarters. That has never happened. Drake May was also terrible, so I don't know. It was fun.
Yeah, that aside, I had a great time too. Food, it was great. I was hanging out with my roommates and my partner. It was a good time. But the thing I was most interested in was these 3 things. I guess 2 things: the halftime shows and the reactions to them, and then how insane and evil the ads were going to be. And Jesus Christ, the culture war on
talking about the ads.
The ads, I mean, I think if we have time, I would love to talk about like a couple ads and what they, I think, represent after the halftime shows and stuff like that. But like both of these things that I was the most interested in did not disappoint. Holy fuck, it was bad. It was interesting and evil. It was evil. The ads were evil in particular.
Just so you guys know, I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to do a heckin' sports ball on you. I know I do that enough. We're not going to talk about the game. It was fun. I will say though that like, I just from the culture war angle, I do have to talk about how like, I know it's my team, so I'm biased, but like the Patriots are like the epitome of evil. That is the Hitler football team. They are owned by Robert Kraft in the files. They are who is like best friends with Netanyahu, Donald Trump. I mean, like Dave Portnoy's their like number one biggest fan. Like, imagine every awful piece of shit guy you've ever met.
If Hitler had a favorite football team, it would
be the Patriots.
This one. Yeah, it would
maybe the Chiefs, but probably the Patriots.
Yeah.
So that's all to kind of underscore another just like hidden angle on field of just like the sort of like, you know, the cult, like the resurgence of woke. You know what I mean? Like it did to me feel like a sort of like in concert with the game of the Seahawks beating the fucking dog shit out of this Hitler team. Like it felt with this halftime show, it really felt like a sort of changing of the guard, right? Like it felt like a moment, you know. Because TPUSA does their protest halftime show, and it doesn't do well, right? Like the thing that we're going to talk about in this episode is if you didn't actually pay attention, if you just read the headlines, you'd think that this was like a real thing. It wasn't. Okay. I need everybody listening to this to know how pathetic that was, how much noise they made, and how I think the estimates that I saw was something that got like 5 million concurrent watchers worldwide.
What I saw was around 6.5 million. I did tune out.
I've seen ranges. So I picked 5 because I've seen ranges from 4 to 6.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I need you guys to understand. I did the math. I looked at some websites and I went on. I got on my pervert black hat marketing hat. And I went to some places to see like estimations for what it would cost to bot those streams. Imagine about $10,000, or so this is what I came up with on a couple of different sites, about $10,000 per million viewers to bot. So, you know, that sounds like a lot of money, but when you consider TPUSA, that's chump change.
Yeah.
I, watching the comments live, believe that a substantial portion of those viewers and comments were just, it was, you know, just America and Israel flags, like, spammed, and it was just all shit like that over and over, and then me just screaming Kid Rock is a pedophile until they ban me. You know.
Yeah. I'm so glad that I clued you into how insane the fucking replies were, because I didn't necessarily suspect that that it was botted, but just looking at those live replies, I guess you can go back if you are really curious. Just the way YouTube live streams work, I guess Twitch is historically the same way. You can like look at the replies, and they're just fucking crazy. It's either they're all bots or every 50-year-old in this country is the exact same person and talks the exact same way online, which is sort of true to an extent, because they all try to replicate. I mean,
there obviously
Trump,
were like people watching this. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they were all bots, but I like. Yeah. Definitely, that was at least partially bot. There's just no doubt in my mind. It was like watching those. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, especially if you look at the comment section now after it was like finished and uploaded, and it's just like tens of thousands of likes on top comments, like the top comments, like I opened with about like just dunking on Charlie Kirk and TPUSA. Yeah. It's like that doesn't really track. If this was like a very massive phenomena that actually tracks with the numbers they hit, like you would expect it to not be like them not being ratioed in their own replies, basically. like you wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, because the bots aren't going to go in and like, you know, it was very transparent to me that there was a lot of that. So, you know, cut that in half and say there's a couple, 2-3 million, whatever. It could be nice to say 4 million actual people watching this. Now, the estimates that I've gotten for how many people watched the official Super Bowl halftime show in the United States is about 235 million. This is still coming in at the time of this recording. We're recording this right after, or the day after. And then the international figures are like 300 million. You know what I mean?
Not surprised. Yeah. I mean, there was people tuning in from all over, like this continent, or like both the continents probably tuning into this, and the world probably.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to kind of talk about how the media is really getting this wrong. You see countless headlines of a lot of things that happened in the halftime show. Chiefly like, oh, is this the new America? Is it Coke versus Pepsi? Well, no. And we've established that no, like the right lost again, and that should be the headline, is that they lost in humiliating fashion, considering like how they threw everything that they had at this. Kid Rock's other tour got canceled because artists keep dropping out because everybody hates this shit so much.
And the fact that they had to do this that's an admission of defeat in itself, because this is a reaction to the broader culture. This is their reaction.
That's kind of what you said of Blue Sky. Like their whole thing is just a reaction to the main thing. Like that's why they'll never win.
This is the greatest. Like this is their grievance nuke. This is the only thing they could have that's like, this is all we care about. This is our massive grievance, and you will have to pay attention to it. The fact that that's what they had to resort to is that to me says it's a flop.
And it's just a big old dirty diaper that they whipped at us, and it's like, okay, you know, I just like, but the reason that this matters, I think, is because like, and I don't know if this is intentional or not. I think maybe it's a mixture of both, depending on where you read the headlines, because it's pretty ubiquitously similar. Of this same idea of like, oh, it's Coke versus Pepsi. Well, like that does a whole lot of heavy lifting for the right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To put them on equal footing when they're not presupposes that it actually was anything but an absolute fucking blowout against these people. And I don't like that. And I guess also too, I would say there's some other people saying that like Bad Bunny's performance wasn't political. Did you see much of that, June?
Oh yeah, I watched the whole thing. It was like, you know, it's not like.
Well, I just had the reactions to it.
Yeah, no, it's.
Well, you know, why don't you just describe the act for everybody?
Yeah, so basically, I mean, it was, so it starts off in, I believe, just like sugarcane fields or like grass fields.
A literal plantation.
With how like Puerto Ricans and a lot of the global South in Americas were, you know, colonized and used for their labor in the fields.
It's pretty political to me.
Very political, and then it's like, you know, it goes later into the electric there is the electricity grid statement like halfway through where it's like, oh, like the capitalists are basically destroying Puerto Rico's electricity grid, and it's like a very explicit statement on that. About halfway through, and there's like just a few other things, of course, just like naming every single country in the Americas, like that's even pretty overtly political. I don't know. I feel like when people say, "Oh, it's not political," it's like he didn't say anything about Trump, which, like, I mean, I guess, like I guess in that sense, it's not, but like. I don't know. Whenever people say something is political or not, that to me that just sort of says, it reveals to me how dumb they are.
Yeah.
Because these are the same people on the other side, on the other side of that token of like, you say she, her, you have pronouns. That's political. It's like, well, no, that's not. That's not political. You're stupid. You know what it is? It's. I mean, it's just culture war. It's culture war nonsense. It's the type of people that can really only pay attention to bare bones culture war nonsense, and the only perception of their politics is based upon who they hate and for what reason. That's like all it is.
It's super weird because like Bad Bunny's existence in the Super Bowl, the fact that he speaks Spanish is somehow political. But then when he does starts the show off on a plantation, that's not, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's like there's so many people that aren't really engaging with any of this like in a serious way, and I don't know. We've talked about this a lot on the 60-Minute Drill, my football show, of just like how like the NFL and large corporations have subsumed the critical engines surrounding the NFL. And I think that's kind of a byproduct of that. There's not really people who are allowed to, or the people that are either independent guys like Arif, or there's a lot of good people that are talking about this, but they don't work for the publications anymore. And the ones that do are like owned by the NFL or their friends and partners, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like, it's hard for me to really suss out how much of this is stupidity, how much of this is by design. It's really tough. But.
Okay, think of it this way. I was thinking about this. I think it's, in terms of being pissed off about him speaking Spanish, I think half of it is by design, and some of it is a legitimate reaction due to that design. So so this is sort of what I was thinking about this, because just look at the fact of them, and by them I mean the broader right-wing culture war field. They had to have their counter Super Bowl based upon the grievance of this one is not going to be in English. Maybe he's going to wear a dress. Maybe it's going to be this. Maybe it's going to be that. Like it was already based upon that. And so now they have the concept. They're doing this as competition to sort of build out an opposing ecosystem. They're going to do this again. They're going to do it bigger. They're going to do it whatever louder. That's going to be just as annoying and bad. And it's to fuel their bottom line, right? Like the racism that they're engaging in with this in regards to essentially saying, I don't know if you've ever seen that classic video, but there's like this father that attends their child's it's like a concert. It's just like, one of those school concerts. And there's someone at one point that is singing in Spanish or holding something that's in Spanish. And this father stands up and goes, English only, USA. It's like hinging upon that as their mechanism for their profit. Like that is their profit. That is their entire business model, is profiting off of people's hate. Like the hate is important because it fuels their bottom line. So it's sort of like they work together. They perpetuate it because they truly do believe it, but also because it gives them a lot of money. It fuels their bottom line so heavily because they can basically control and get these people mad about whatever the fuck they can. But like if you're a normal person and watch the Bad Bunny show like me, I've never listened to Bad Bunny before. Like I've known of him. I've just never listened to him. Like any normal person would listen to that, not understand really any of it. I know a couple of Spanish words, but I think at the base level, every normal person can recognize that he's vibing out and everyone's having a great time, and you can kind of bop to it. Like that's what music is.
Yeah, it seems like the vibes were good.
Yeah, the vibes are good. I love music I can't understand. I love like Japanese math rock, Japanese shoegaze. I love even K-pop. I've listened to some K-pop. It's like fine. It's fun. I listen to so much. I've listened to like music from the Middle East.
Vibes, dude.
Yeah, it's all about vibes. You don't have to know what the lyrics are to understand. I'm just going to be so real with you,
dude. Like there was a bunch of Latinas throwing ass and you're complaining. Like I don't. Sorry, man. That's kind of crazy. Like I'll say this though. I think it's fair to say that I'm a certified football pervert. The only Super Bowl halftime show that I've ever cared about was last year's, the Kendrick Lamar one. I wanted to see that one. You know what I mean?
That one, of course, that was like, oh, this is like the biggest beef of the decade so far. Yeah.
And I only cared about this one insofar as like I kind of have to because of culture war shit or whatever,
Yeah.
So I never really listened to Bad Bunny. I couldn't tell you a song. I've heard it at work and stuff like that. I heard him at work. But had it not been for this show, actually, it's what I did. It's what I did anyway. And then I went back and watched it for this. During the Super Bowl, I was just hanging out. And then during the halftime show, I went outside in my yard, smoked a cigarette, drank a Modelo, and talked. You know what I mean? I was just hanging out. And I don't care. You don't have to watch. That's the sorry, I'm a little tired, but it goes back to my original point of like the media reaction. The other thing that they kind of are doing is like making you feel like you have to care or that you have to make a choice. Like most people don't give a shit. The overwhelming majority of people for years before Republicans started throwing their diaper bombs at us is like, if you don't like the halftime show, nobody who gives a fuck? That's why the Puppy Bowl exists, right? Turn on the Puppy Bowl or go get a beer, get something to eat. I mean, that's kind of the point, right? Is the Super Bowl is this like bloated spectacle of capital. It's like a trade show for America every year, right? With all the ads and everything that's going on. Yeah. They stretch one game out into an entire day. So like if you don't like what's going on for part of it, you don't have to watch it. And I don't know if people know this. There's a Super Bowl after party show too. It was T-Pain and Shabuzi, by the way. And no, you don't. Again, you don't have to care about that shit. I didn't watch that either.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Is like people that their entire existence and business model and everything hinges upon there being a culture war. The culture war needs to exist for people like fucking Matt Walsh to exist. If the culture war didn't exist, Matt Walsh would fucking vanish. Like if every single person on this planet in this country woke up tomorrow and were like, I don't actually care about culture war, Matt Walsh he would fucking shrivel up. Like he would be a fucking raisin. He would not exist because this needs to happen. Of course, it also matters in particular for the right, I think. To have people angry because their operating system, like the way they've operated in politics the last decade, basically since Trump got elected, is just that they have to make their people mad all the fucking time about everything and feel like they're under attack over everything to get them to just like go vote for them.
Fucking exhausting.
It's exhausting. Just like sit down. Who cares? Okay. Like I am at sort of the peak of culture war. Like, I'm trans. Like, we've been a massive target in the culture war too, just like a lot like Spanish speaking people, a lot of people have been at the center of the culture war. But like the thing is you don't have to be mad about everything. Like I watched the Bad Bunny I put Bad Bunny on the TV. I was watching the Super Bowl game. I put on my laptop in front of where we were sitting. I put on the TPUSA thing. We goonched to that shit. We had the goon sesh to both of the Super Bowls. And like, I don't know, man.
Powerful,
I was kind of laughing.
You could heal America with that. Watch them both. Get everybody's perspective.
Also, before we get too far away from the TPUSA Super, I don't know if you watched like the technicality of the performance, but the fucking pyrotechnics were so bad, dude.
It was so bad.
Literally burst out laughing when the first like sparkler
went
out.
They had better pyrotechnics for fucking Charlie Kirk's funeral.
They did, yeah. It was crazy. I don't know if you can put, just for the people that haven't listened, I think it's very important to just put like a short audio clip from like the first pyrotechnic explosion, just to illustrate how embarrassing it kind of was. Like I genuinely did not expect it to be that bad. Like it was like a dribble. You know how when you're like pissing, you're taking a piss and you get that last dribble
that last little bit.
Yeah, that was like what these fucking pyrotechnics were.
It was so pathetic, dude. The whole thing was just, and you got Kid Rock that's doing songs about fucking smoking meth and whatever, and then he does at the very end, he has that one song. It's like, this song goes out to Jesus. And everyone's like, oh my God, I know Jesus. I love him. Did you see that? Like,
yeah.
It was just so pathetic.
And the fact that it was like pre-recorded too. Like, of course it was going to be. There was not.
Hey guys, it's Caleb. This has been a preview of a premium episode. You can find the rest of it at patreon.com/killthecomputer. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next time.